I built this amazing AI-powered resume builder by an AI autonomous agent and within barely 10 minutes. And the API cost is even more surprising. It only took me less than $1 in API cost to build this production-ready Next.js application that you can deploy on Vercel and other platforms. And the AI agent that I used to build this is Cline. Now, Cline just released their new update, which is Cline 3.6.9, and we're going to be talking about Cline's new update and much more. They claim that it is an AI development partner and it does a lot more than coding. Now, Cline just released their new update, which is 3.6.9, and something that is really cool here is this MCP servers. I have covered a video about MCP servers in Cursor earlier on this week, but Cline here has a whole marketplace for MCPs. You can submit your own MCP, or you can use any of these MCPs like this Git Tools MCP or this Google Drive MCP. So if you're new to Cline, I will show you how you can set this up locally in your VS Code and how you can start running this, and I'm going to give you some tips of how you can get production ready applications using Cline. So let's go ahead and start our vibe coding using Cline. Hi and welcome back to SkillCurb. This is Hosham Reyes, and we're finally going to get started with setting up Cline on VS Code. So here in VS Code, all you have to do is go to the extension marketplace and search for Cline, and you can install it. Now once this is installed, that's how easy it is. The next step is to set up your API or choose your provider, and the cool part here is that Cline with this new update has a self-provider. And what I mean by that, let me zoom in a bit so I can show you. So in the API provider tab, you can see that now we have Cline as an API provider. Before we used to have OpenRouter, Anthropic, AWS Bedrock, and much more, but now we even have Cline. And you can actually top up your Cline account, get credits there, and you can use different models from here. As you can see, we can use all of these models from Anthropic. And this is really, really cool. And you can even go ahead and enable extended thinking here. But before I dive into how you're going to go with your custom instructions, I want to show you the Cline dashboard. So here you see this is a really cool dashboard. You can view your account or you can view your credits. So you can buy credits by clicking here, and here you can click on add credits, and you can add your billing details and add credits to your Cline account. And this way you can use different models using Cline. Now back here in the Cline settings, I'm going to choose my own API key here. I'm going to go with OpenAI here, and let's just paste my OpenAI API key real quick here. And the cool part with Cline is you can choose different models, and as you choose these models, it will show you what this model is capable of. Let's say I choose the O3 Mini. It will tell me that it does not support computer use and it does not support images. But if I choose O1, it supports images, but it does not support prompt caching and computer use. So choose your models carefully. I'm just going to go with GPT-4o here. As for the custom instructions, this is like telling Cline how it should approach any prompt, any project that you're working on. So let me just paste in my custom instruction here. Plan the entire project from start, from A to Z, so that each step understands the whole logic, whether it's authentication, database, navigations, or anything that is required for the project to understand each step of the project from beginning till end. This is more like planning the whole project and having a project proposal at the start, and then just filling up the modules with code. Now the next thing is if you want to use different models for plan and act mode. So this is really up to you. I'm just gonna go with the same model if I'm using plan or if I'm using act, and I'm gonna be talking about what plan and act is. So let's just leave it at that, and let's just go ahead and hit done. There you go. So now we have our OpenAI native GPT-4o running here, and we're in the act mode right now. So act mode will complete the task immediately, but if I go to the plan mode, it's going to gather information like an architect and plan everything. So I'm just going to go with plan mode here. So let's go ahead and start building our first production ready project using Cline. So I'm going to get started with my prompt. I have a really detailed prompt here. So it's going to be about building a production ready AI powered resume builder web app using Next.js, React, and Tailwind. Now, one more thing that you must have noticed here is that we can check auto approve here. These are permissions that you can grant Cline, and it won't have to ask you every time before doing it. I think I'm good with each of these permissions because my system is sandbox. Assign these permissions at your own risk. Now let's go ahead and actually start building this resume creation app. So as soon as I hit enter, it gave me two different plans for this project and I can proceed with any of these plans. So let's say I want to go with this plan here. So I can just say proceed here and it will start working on the code. It's going to tell you about the cost for each API request and how much it costs you to actually build this. Now it's time to toggle to act mode because it has to start implementing stuff. So let's go to act and resume this task. Now it's gonna go ahead and start acting on the plan that we created. So there you go. It's doing a lot of things. It's an autonomous agent. It's running the commands here in the terminal. It's doing everything for you. You don't have to do anything. So as you can see, it's doing everything on its own. It's creating all these files here and adding codes to these files. So here it goes to API request. It creates something. It puts that in the file and then it proceeds with it because I have given it a YOLO mode permission, which is like give it the permission to do whatever it wants automatically. And then it's facing some errors and it's resolving those errors. Here you can see there is command separator. It is not supported in the current shell. So it's creating alternative commands that are causing errors. This is really, really powerful. I don't have to do anything. I'm just sitting here and I'm watching this show. So let's just wait for this to end and I will show you the ultimate output that I got using this. And also I will be mentioning how much bucks I spent to actually create this whole project. So there you go, our Cline agent is done with the code and you can see that it cost us less than $1 to actually build this whole project from scratch. And let's go ahead to localhost 3000 and check out the results. So here we have the results and the first glance, I think this is quite good. The animations are really cool and you can see the animation, the ripple here and the hover effect. I mean, this is really cool and you can see this animation here as well. Okay, so let's get started with filling in dummy data here and see if it can generate an actual resume for us or not. So I'm just gonna go with some data here and some email. As for a phone number, I'm just gonna go with +1 and then just some random numbers. There you go. As for address, it's just gonna be 123 Street, Main. That's it. And it's gonna be a brief description, so more like lorem ipsum, and I'm just gonna copy paste that. So after you have the description there, next is education. I'm gonna fill in one education here. So as for university, I'm just gonna go and say MIT here, Bachelor's of Science. Okay, as for field, it's gonna be computer science. That was just a placeholder, but yeah, computer science. And I can choose a date from here. So I'm just gonna go with a random date. There you go. Next is experience. So it's gonna be SkillCurb company. Let's go with instructor. And here I'm just gonna go ahead and choose a date again. There you go. Now here I can describe what I do here, but let's just go and quickly add some random dummy data here. As for skills, I'm just gonna go and say web dev and that's it. Let's add that. Next is going to be ML and next is app dev. I'm just gonna go ahead and add that. So I think 3 skills are more than enough and I can click on this small X here to remove these skills. Pretty cool. Next is preview. So your CV would look something like this. You can download the PDF by clicking here. Although the template is not that great, you can be iterative with the code, ask it to have different templates or give it an example template and ask it to mimic that template for you. So let's go ahead and click on generate with AI here. And there you go. It generated the whole thing with AI. Now, before generate with AI, you must have seen that I only had 3 skills here. It transformed these skills for me and it even went on and added this professional summary for me. And I'm pretty sure if I added a good description here, it would have actually summarized that and put a good concise piece of information as the job experience. So this is quite good. And if I go to personal info, you can see that it has this professional summary. I did not place this here. So AI did everything for me. So again, with Cline, you created this whole project with less than $1 and it was a massive success. So with that said, I want to wrap this video up. You can go ahead and iterate over this project and add more modules to it, add more functionality and design. So if you found this video insightful, hit that like button, share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below, ring the notification bell to never miss out on our daily updates. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in our next video. Till then, stay curious and keep exploring.